Given where Sheffield United and Ipswich are in the Championship table, Town would have settled for a point last night, but the reality is Ipswich should have got that first win. After going behind, John Walter's quick feet helped level things up. And then Grant Ledbetter's drive somehow found its way past the United goalkeeper. Gareth McCauley's header looked to and should have sealed the win, but Town allowed United to come back, not once but twice, the equaliser in added time. 3-3 the final score. Ipswich prop up the table on goal difference. Saturday's game at strugglers Barnsley takes on new significance. In League One, Colchester have moved ahead of Milton Keynes Dons into fourth after a fine 3-0 win at home to Charlton. Colchester went ahead after a rush of blood to Miguel Angelera's head. The match then belonged to Kayode Ajayi, his first one for the scrapbook and his second securing another 3 points for A.D. Boothroyd. Now, if Ipswich needed any reminding that all is never lost, just look at what Norwich have done since the arrival of Paul Lambert.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with him now. I was a bit dubious at first, but I didn't think Brian was perhaps the right person for the job. I really wasn't sure who was the right person, but I'm quite pleased with what Lambert's doing at the moment, and onwards and upwards.
City are now up to 9th after cruising to a 4-0 win against 10-man Leyton Orient. All the goals came in the last 15 minutes. Chris Martin starting the rout. Grant Holt hit a cracking second. Michael Spillane burst into the area and unleashed an unstoppable shot for number 3 before Jamie Curtin rushed clear to slide home number 4. Southend, though, are down to 14th after a cruel loss at Brentford. The Shrimpers took the lead after the Brentford goalkeeper clearly lost his bearings. The referee ruled the ball did cross the line, but 2 penalties handed Brentford the win. This, the last, came in the 5th minute of added time. Pam Melbourne, BBC Look East.
A 13-year-old girl from Devon who went missing with a man from Essex she met on the internet has been found. She was spotted in Edinburgh with James Grenfell from Braintree. A 22-year-old man is being questioned by the police. A 9-year-old girl is still in hospital with broken bones after she and 8 school friends were hit by a car in Suffolk. The children were on a walk in Worlingham when a car mounted the pavement on Friday. The driver of the car has been released on police bail.
The Chief Constable of Essex has told the BBC no police officer is above the law. Jim Barker McArdle's comments follows the suspension of 2 officers after CS spray was sprayed in the face of a man being arrested in Brentwood. He refused to comment on the incident but says no officer would escape punishment if it was proved they'd done something wrong. 2 out of 3 charges against the man, Alan Lethbridge, have been withdrawn. The cost of replacing road signs which have been stolen by thieves in Suffolk has been put at £18,000. More than 50 have been taken in the west of the county, probably for their value as scrap.
A housing estate in Norwich, which hit the headlines when it was demolished more than 20 years ago, is about to be pulled down again. The new development in Argyle Street was built to replace a Victorian terrace, but now the people who live there are being moved out because of problems with the buildings.
In 1985, Argyle Street in Norwich hit the headlines. The squatters who'd been living there for about 5 years were evicted. The condemned buildings were knocked down. But it seems history could be repeating itself. The homes built back then now face demolition because of subsidence. And Councillor Brenda Arthur says she'll be making this recommendation at a meeting tonight.
We have 3 options to look at: minor alterations, major alterations, or taking down all the properties and using that as an opportunity to build new, higher specification homes which will be environmentally more sound, more economical to run, and certainly I would see that as the best option that we have.
I spoke to one of the residents living here. He doesn't want to go on camera, but he did say that he and some of the other tenants really don't want to move. A former Argyle Street squatter says he expected the current houses to have lasted longer.
One of the things that we were told was that they would last longer, and that was the council saying, we're putting in something much better, much more sustainable than the homes that you live in. We said that wouldn't happen. We said that this was a very difficult site on which to build. And I think that, however strange a community we were, evidence and history have proved us right.
A public meeting is being held tonight to decide the future of these homes and for their residents. Dawn Gerber, BBC Look East, Norwich.
countryside could be gearing up for another battle over fox hunting, 5 years after it was banned by Tony Blair's Labour government.
It was passed, I'm sure you remember, in the teeth of strong opposition and mass demonstrations. Now it seems if the Conservatives win the next election, they could allow the hounds to chase foxes again.
On a farm near Wyndham in Norfolk, the Dunstan Harriers gather for one of their twice-weekly meets. They've got around 30 members of all ages, and they run 53 hounds. But there is still lots of bitterness here that their pastime is being curtailed. They can't wait for the Hunting Act to be repealed.
This is the most important thing to us at the moment, is to see the repeal. People have actually warmed to the fact that it is unjust, and they don't like being told what to do.
Under the Act, they can ride with hounds, but they can't hunt fox, deer or hare. Instead, a quad bike lays a scent, and the hounds and riders give chase. The campaign against the Hunting Act was large and at times very bitter, but a majority of MPs believed hunting to be cruel, and they were determined to ban it for good.
It's unacceptable in the 21st century. It's barbaric, and the fact that they do it for some kind of fun I find quite perverse. I mean, it's unacceptable, and we should have banned it years ago.
But now the anti-hunting alliance is regrouping. On the fringes of both the Lib Dem and Labour Party conferences, there's lots of talk about what to do if the Hunting Act is repealed, as they expect next year. For now, they're hoping to argue that public opinion is against it. At the Conservative conference, an opinion poll will be published which will claim that 75% of people want fox hunting to stay banned. 85% want hare coursing to remain illegal.
Parliament didn't ban all hunting. It didn't ban drag hunting. It didn't ban legitimate pest control. It simply banned the chasing of wild animals for sport. And the public favour that ban, and I think it would be a very brave Parliament that decided it was a priority to revisit it.
Those who support hunting are also preparing to fight their corner again. They will argue that it's a humane form of pest control. They want to win over public opinion before it gets to Parliament.
I don't think anyone wants another 700 hours of parliamentary time being consumed by this. I think what we have to do is put the animal welfare case outside Parliament. By the time we get to Parliament, I would say that basically the deal is done.
So the battle lines are drawn for another passionate debate over the countryside. Andrew Sinclair, BBC Look East.